There's a certain travel rewards credit card with an annual fee close to $700. Some people actually pay annual fees on multiple of these credit cards, and I'm not ashamed to admit I'm one of them. I pay more than $1,000 in credit card annual fees, and this isn't for everyone, but it can certainly make sense, especially for someone like me. I'm a travel rewards writer. I travel a lot, but I rarely pay for travel. I recently went on a Disney World trip for two that would have cost about $4,000, but I only paid $1,600. That includes hotels, airfares, theme park tickets, food, and those were the bulks of the cash expenses. Let me tell you how to justify an annual fee on a credit card, because if you travel a lot and you maximize the rewards, it can certainly be worth it. For starters, there are situations where you should never hold a travel rewards credit card with a high annual fee. One of those is people who carry a balance month to month. Many of these travel rewards credit cards can be great, but they also have high interest rates, and the amount of money that you're going to pay in interest if you carry a balance month to month is going to far outweigh the value of any credit card rewards that you'll earn. You might occasionally carry a balance in emergency situations, but if you commonly do, skip this video and go for a credit card with a low interest rate. Now, when most people think of high annual fee credit cards, they're typically thinking of those travel rewards credit cards, but I do want to address another scenario where you might need to pay an annual fee for a credit card, and that's in a situation where you're building credit. While there certainly are no annual fee credit cards for people who need to build credit, sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you have to pay an annual fee for a credit card. This is common if you're maybe an older adult who's never had a credit card before, and we refer to those people as people who are credit invisible or credit ghosts. If you also have a poor credit history, you might also need to pay an annual fee for a credit card. But there are some credit cards designed for people building credit that you sort of pay a fee, but you can get the money back. And that is called a secured credit card. That's where you actually pay a deposit down as collateral. It's typically equivalent to your credit limit. And when you've proven a history of paying your credit card, often for a few months, then your credit card will actually return that deposit back to you. So it's not actually an annual fee, even though you have to put money down up front. Once you've built your credit, then you might be able to actually close that credit card account and apply eventually for a travel rewards credit card or just any other cashback credit card. Assuming you have excellent credit, you might be ready to pay for an annual fee travel rewards credit card. But let me qualify this video by saying you might not need to pay an annual fee for a travel rewards credit card. There are certainly plenty of good $0 annual fee travel rewards credit cards. Even easier than travel rewards is just straight cash back. These days, 2% cash back on your general spending is sort of the going rate. If you're still using a credit card that you got maybe 10 years ago that offers 1% cash back on general spending, that might have been good then, but you can do better now. If that's you, it is time to upgrade to a 2% cash back earning card. But there are many situations where you can do even better than 2% cash back, and that's by applying for a credit card with an annual fee. Let me tell you about some of the best benefits you can expect. Now, a big thing people consider when justifying a credit card's annual fee is the spending rewards. Typically, high annual fee credit cards offer bonus rewards in certain categories. You might see 4x back at restaurants or 4% back on gas. Now, look at how you spend. If you live in a city where you don't drive, then 4% back on gas might not matter to you. But if you live in a city where gas prices are $7 a gallon, then 4% back on gas can be a lot. Here's how you can justify that. Say you have a 15-gallon gas tank and gas prices are $5 a gallon. Let's say you fill your tank 3x a month, that's $75 per gas refill or $225 a month. Over a year, you'd be paying $2,700 on gas, assuming prices stay that high. That's a ton of money to be paying, but at least it's an opportunity to earn rewards. $2,700 charged to a 4% earning card is $108 in gas rewards right there. Now consider other spending categories where you might spend even more. The average annual cost of groceries for US households is nearly $5,000 according to 2020 BLS data. If your card earns you 4% back on groceries, that would be about $200 in rewards. If your card offers rewards on both gas and groceries, in this scenario, you're looking at $300 in rewards based off those two categories alone. Look at your budget to understand where you spend your money. That said, spending rewards aren't the only thing to consider with credit cards. In that vein comes sign-up bonuses. Sign-up bonuses are a one-time offer commonly offered on many credit cards. They vary by credit card, but you might see something like spend $4,000 in 3 months and get 100,000 points. 100,000 points could be enough to get you a free airfare round trip or free hotels for a week. This can be an excellent way to get a good chunk of points in one go. That said, don't over-index on the value of the sign-up bonus because the sign-up bonus is something that you only get once. Typically, a higher annual fee credit card has a better sign-up bonus, but remember, next year you're gonna owe the annual fee on the credit card, but there's no sign-up bonus to go with it. Also, understand your spending. If you need to spend $4,000 on 3 months and that's not realistic to you, then that sign-up bonus might just force you to spend more than you otherwise intended, which is probably not the best. All right, so we've talked about spending, we've talked about sign-up bonuses, but there are many benefits that come with travel cards that apply once you're actually traveling. The first thing I want to talk about is hotel free night certificates. Many hotel credit cards offer these, and they're exactly what they sound like. A free hotel night. You can often find these certificates on hotel credit cards with annual fees that are only about $100. I don't know about you, but it's tough to find a hotel that costs less than $100 per night anyway, so this alone can often justify the annual fee. Now, I do want you to understand that sometimes there are stipulations and they vary by card. Some hotel free night certificates can only be used on weekends or only at hotels in a certain tier, but often these still can be an excellent way to justify the annual fee on a credit card. That's hotel benefits. Now let's go to airline credit card benefits. Many airlines have benefits that apply specifically to applying with that airline. You might see something like free checked bags or priority boarding. These are often expenses that you would otherwise pay for in cash. So if it comes as a benefit with that credit card, it can definitely be worth it. Benefits vary by credit card, so check the benefits before you apply. Now, the airline benefits even start before you actually board the flight. One airport benefit I love is lounge access. Some airlines offer their own lounges, which you can access by holding those airline credit cards. You might also find general credit cards that offer lounge access. One common lounge access program is called Priority Pass. Priority Pass is a network of lounges that has more than 1,000 lounges worldwide. Now, the lounge quality can definitely vary. Some are pretty simple. You might just find free coffee and soda, some light snacks, but you can often find a quiet place, no blaring loudspeakers about flights about to board, and you can typically find an outlet that really does work. But some lounges are amazing. You might find an entire buffet, you might find a nap room. Some lounges offer showers so you can freshen up after or before your flight. This can be an excellent way to justify the annual fee on a credit card. Now, I'm certainly bullish on paying annual fees for credit cards, but I do want you to realize they are not for everyone and they might not be for you. There are 2 reasons why. The first thing I want you to realize is that these require immense organizational skills. Many of these credit cards have lots of benefits, but you actually need to use the benefits to justify the annual fees, and many of these benefits expire after a month or after a year. With those hotel free night certificates, you might find that they expire after a year, maybe on December 31st, and you realize on December 10th that you still haven't spent the hotel free night certificate for that year. Suddenly you have like 2 weeks to book and stay at a hotel room, which might not be realistic. Some of these credit cards have monthly credits. You might see something like a $10 monthly Uber credit. Suddenly it's the end of the month and you haven't taken any Uber rides, so you're looking for something frantically to order on Uber Eats on the last day of the month, even though you've got leftovers in your fridge anyway. You might find that these credit cards often just turn into coupon books, and if the coupon life isn't for you, this can certainly be tough to track and organize. The second thing I want you to consider is loyalty. Many of these cards have excellent benefits, but only at certain hotel brands or certain airlines. Now, if you're always staying at that hotel because it's right next to your company's headquarters, or you're always flying out of a certain airline because it's a hub in the same city you live in, then it can certainly be worth it. But I've often found that this forces you to book a stay at a hotel or book a flight on an airline that you wouldn't otherwise fly. If maybe you have all of these United points from your United credit card, but there is a better flight on Alaska, you might not actually end up booking that Alaska flight because the United flight was still a better value, even if maybe the time was less convenient. Consider if those trade-offs are worth it to you. Some high rollers plunk down their plastic or metal like it's a status symbol, but even the most frugal travelers among us can benefit from paying an annual fee for a credit card. Travelers who salivate over free food or who pay for checked bags can often circumvent those costs by charging them to the right credit card. Now, I do want you to understand, paying annual fees for credit cards isn't for everyone, but if you travel often and you can actually use the benefits, then paying an annual fee for a credit card isn't as ludicrous as you might think. I'm Sally French, a travel writer for NerdWallet. My favorite airport lounge is the Turkish Airlines Lounge in Washington, D.C. They often have free baklava. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.